What is up, K Squad? Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you're new here, I'm Kara from K's Ways, and today we will be doing a full face of e.l.f. cosmetics. Like, it is long overdue. I've been talking about these products, and I've been wanting to try a lot of these products. A lot of these products to me are new today, so that's what makes it even more exciting. So if you love beauty videos, you love hauls, you love demos, you love reviews, definitely consider subscribing. We would love to have you here. Guys, this is all e.l.f. Cosmetics. I really like the way it came out. I am impressed. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. Hey guys, what's up? So as you heard in the intro, today's face is going to be all e.l.f. products. My last haul of 2019, I know this is delayed, but it was I had placed the order with e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I showed you guys everything that was in that box. But I also picked up a couple more things, so before we get into the actual look, I do want to share those products with you. I talked to you guys previously about this e.l.f. Eyebrow pencil. This one is like $2–3. It's called the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and I purchased the shade Deep Brown. I do have their Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, but I'm not really a fan of this one, so that's why I wanted to pick up the OG one that I know that works for me. I also picked up a new sponge from e.l.f. This is their Camel Concealer sponge. You'll see I've already been playing around with the original one. You remember last year I did a full video on the original Camel Concealer, and then this year they dropped the Hydrating Concealer, which I'll talk to you guys about more, but they also dropped a sponge that goes with it, so I wanted to try that. I probably even have more of these somewhere in the drawer, but in that box that I had 2 more of the Total Face Sponge. You guys know this is my favorite sponge right now. So you'll see those in action. But I also picked up this mini, like when I say mini, it is small. But this little bite-sized eyeshadow in Carnival Candy. And I do have an eyeshadow palette that I picked up in the last haul. That's what that palette looks like. But I think in this video I'm going to go ahead and use these because I've been hearing a lot of things about these, and I'm going to try these for myself. Try to incorporate colors from both of those palettes. I picked up 2 primers. I picked up their Putty Eye Primer in the color Sand, and I picked up the Face Primer, the Poreless Putty Primer in Universal Shades. So let's put these products into action. We're going to start with priming the face, and for that I'm going to go in with this Poreless Putty Primer. So this is what the packaging of the Putty Primer looks like, and it's supposed to be similar to the Tatcha primer. Now, I find like this one, I do have the Tatcha primer, and I find that this one actually glides a little bit better and smoother onto the skin. That could also be because I've had my skincare on for hours at this point. That feels really good actually. Nice and smooth. It doesn't feel like the Tatcha one to me. The Tatcha one has it has that silk canvas that they say, and it feels a little bit smoother. This one just feels like a nice base, and it feels like it kind of absorbs in where the Tatcha one sits more on the skin. So far so good. I am a brows before foundation girl, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up this brow pencil. I think it might be $3 now. It used to be $2, but e.l.f. raised their prices a little bit, which I'm not mad because, you know, they constantly bring out quality products and it's still affordable nonetheless. So this is what the Instant Brow Pencil looks like. It has that, you can roll up the product from that side, and then on the other side you have your spoolie there. Go ahead and brush up these brows with the spoolie side. When I do my brows, I like to start at the bottom here, line underneath, and then line the top. And I kind of overarch my brow a little bit and extend the tail. That's why I need a dark pencil, because I like to overarch that little piece there so that I can kind of match the other side. For some reason this one doesn't grow the way this one does. You know, your brows is, what do they say, your brows is sisters but not twins. So that is definitely true in my case. And now that it has the shape that I want, I just go in and fill in between the lines. And I try to draw little hair-like strokes in the direction that my hair grows. So to the side, I flick more to the right, and then when it gets to the center part here, I flick up. And then brush it out with the spoolie again. Now, being that I'm gonna do foundation and everything, more than likely at the end, I'll come back into my brows just to polish everything up. This is their Putty Eye Primer in the shade Sand. Now, when I saw these come out, it reminded me of the matte paint pots, which I used to love back in the days. It says it's crease and smudge proof for 12 hours. So I ain't going nowhere. I'm actually off today. That's how I'm filming. It's Saturday. I usually work on weekends, but I don't know if I spoke to you guys about this in the last video. I work in healthcare, and usually on the weekends I'll go to the other site, which is closer to the hospital, but I just don't want to be in that area with everything that's going down, so no overtime for me. It's okay. Putty primer here in the shade Sand. That's what it looks like there. So I'm going to use the brush that I normally use with my cream bases. This is the MAC 195. That's what it looks like on the brush there. That's pretty nice actually. That smoothed out the lid pretty nicely. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it smoothed it out pretty nicely. I don't see as many creases in my eyes as I normally do, like compared to this side. And whatever's left on the brush, I do want to go underneath and try to prime up under there as well. And try to extend it back here as well, because I do like to extend my shadows. The way my eyes is set up, like I have the hooded eyes and they're small as well, so I do like to extend my shadows just to give that illusion of longer eyes. Let's start with the bite-sized eyeshadow. This one is in Carnival Candy. Oh good, I'm glad it says it here on the back, because I didn't want to take this off and then not know the name of the eyeshadows. Peel for a little pick-me. That's cute. So you just peel off the sticker like that. They make it nice and easy. And you know when you buy it, your stuff is protected. Oh, I wanted to update you guys really quickly. Sorry, I had used this little super mini skincare kit from e.l.f. Now, I used the clarifying cleanser that they have in here, and it was a little drying on my skin. It did a good job of cleaning, but and a little bit went a very long way with this cleanser. But like I said, it dried my skin out. I don't like my skin to feel too stripped when I wash my face, so that's nothing I'll be using again. Same thing goes for this toner. I felt it to be drying when I put it on the cotton and wiped it across my face. It actually tingled and burnt my face. It could be because I just shaved my skin, because my skin is really nice and smooth right now, so I needed to do that. But then I went in with this toner, and no, that wasn't a good look for me. I didn't try the mask, but to me this skincare set is more geared towards oily skin, because this moisturizer that they have here, I used this on my skin before I put that primer on, and it had basically set in. But this is their Super Hydrate Moisturizer with hydrating squalane. I do like squalane oil, so out of all the products that out of that kit, this one was the fave. But I don't find that it was so hydrating. It's like a jelly moisturizer, like as you can see, it's like coming out of the tin, so it has that gel-like consistency. So that's what made me think that this is geared more towards oily skin. But the moisturizer out of all the products was the product that I liked the most. Back to the eyeshadow now. So you open it up, and it looks like we have 3 mattes, and then that blue is just the pop of shimmer there. So I'm gonna use all 3 mattes actually, and then we'll go into the other palette and add some color to the eyes. But I want to try out these shadows, so I'm gonna get a brush. I'm gonna take that first shade as an all over color, so I'm gonna go in with this Juvia's Place smudger brush. This is a brush that I like to use when I'm trying to apply something just like all over, wash a color. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that just to make sure that primer is like set down, just like that. Next, I'm gonna take a Delium Tool 785 brush into this second color here. Ooh, really powdery. So that's what that first shade looks like. Those first 2 shades look like together. But I'm gonna go in with that reddish brown shade here, and let's put that a little further down into the crease. Oh yeah, I like that color. That's my kind of color right here, okay? That's a crease shade, and I'm taking my Morphe E28 brush with this one. I like this one because it gets right there into my crease. With my hooded eyes, I like this brush because it gets right there in that crease. I'm gonna take my MAC 224 brush and just blend those together, make sure everything is nice and blended. Now I know it's tempting to go ahead and pop that blue in as my lid color, but I want to dip into this palette here. This is called the Opposites Attract palette. This is what that palette looks like here. So should we make this an all matte look? Because this green and purple down here next to each other, these two, those are calling my names. This one, Chill, this one is a metallic purpley shade, and I like that. So let's go ahead and, this is hard, guys. I'm gonna keep it matte. Let's go with easy going. Let's keep this look easy going, you know? I'm gonna take that on the inner corner here. I used to have a big old e.l.f. palette back in the days, and it was good to help me learn how to do shadows, but I definitely see an improvement in their formula coming from back then to now. I ended up getting rid of that palette just because I felt like I had so many other different eyeshadows of, I don't want to say, but yeah, well, to what that was better quality. So I ended up getting rid of that, but these shadows are really nice actually. I like these. You can see the color, nice and pigmented. I don't have too much fallout going on. Now I'm gonna take the Sigma E55 brush and I'm going in with the green. I hope this comes out right. But I'm going in with that green shade and I'm gonna put that on the other half of my lid. Oh, look how pretty, y'all. Look at the colors, like really vibrant and pigmented. So I'm happy. The green colors, the green shade was called Wise, and now I'm gonna take the shade Happy, this mustardy color here, and I'm gonna try to blend those together lightly. I'm gonna take the Morphe, this doesn't have a number, this came in a set actually, so it's similar to the shape of like a 217, so I just want to get in between there and blend those colors together with the shade Happy. Going back to the original palette, and I'm just going to finish up these eyes. I want to put those two shades mixed together underneath, and I want to also blend out around. These Anastasia brushes, I like this end of the brush to go up underneath my lash line. Okay, so the camera cut off, but I just went ahead underneath and put those that light brown shade from the bite-size eyeshadows. I put that up underneath. Now I'm gonna take this Morphe brush here and going closer to the lash line, I'm just gonna go ahead in with that darker shade there. Going back in with that same Anastasia brush and just blending those together. I just realized what I didn't do was clean up underneath my brows with concealer. So I'm gonna need like a highlight shade up underneath my brow bone. I think I'm just gonna use this one here to go up underneath there. I'm gonna take a Sedona Lace 305 brush with that shade and go right up underneath to clean up underneath the brows. You see how it just gives it like a little bit of a highlight and cleans up any over blending or anything that you do. You can go in with a eyeshadow shade that's similar to your skin tone and just clean that right on up, just like that. So I like the way that's looking so far. It's not colors that I would normally wear, which I like. Sometimes you gotta be outside of the box. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna leave the eyes as is for now. Let's get into some of these face products. But before I do, I'm gonna go off camera. I wanna go ahead and wet my sponge. And in the meantime, I'm gonna apply some kind of mascara. I don't have an e.l.f. mascara, so I'm gonna apply mascara, lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So let me first of all lotion these hands because I just washed them. Hope you guys are washing your hands. You know, coronavirus out here and all. But the eyes are pretty much done. I went ahead and put on lashes. And in case you're wondering, the lashes that I applied is the Kiss Lash Couture. I don't think there's a name. The number up here says KLCD02. So yeah, those are the lashes. They are very natural looking lashes. I want to go back to that primer. I feel like it kind of absorbed into my skin. And if we're talking primers, this primer from e.l.f. I like more than the putty one that I tried. But even though my skin is nice and smooth, I don't know, I just feel like it absorbed in. But maybe that's what a primer is supposed to do. This Jelly Pop one is really nice though, but I'm not going to put that on. We're going to go ahead and go in with the face that we've been using. Also want to revisit these sprays. There is a third spray somewhere in here. I don't know where it's at, and I don't even think I got a chance to try that one. This Dewy Setting Mist and Coconut. Everything is, for some reason, has coconut on it, because this one is the Glow Dewy Mist. This one claims to be a setting mist. This is just a dewy mist. I'm going to apply this one, even though... Now I have used these products before and I don't really like them, guys. Like you can see, it's all the way up here. If I like a product, I'll keep using it over and over and over again. And that just wasn't the case with this. I ordered these off of Amazon when I was looking for like a Tati Beauty kind of dupe to her pressing thing. I don't think this is it, but being that I have them, I'm just gonna make sure that that setting mist is like pressed into the skin, because it kind of made my skin more oily than necessary. So I just want to press that in and make sure everything is blended in. Next up, we're going to go in with concealer. So this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer. I wanted to go grab for the original. This is the 16-hour Camel Concealer. And both of these is in the shade Deep Chestnut. And the shades are not the same, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these so you guys can see. This one is the Hydrating Concealer, and then the swatch next to it is the original. And as you can see, the original one is closer to my skin tone, so that may be what's throwing me off with this concealer as well, because I don't find like it does a good job of concealing. It basically emphasizes my problem areas, but I do like this combination mixed together. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the original one first. And then I'm gonna go in with the Hydrating Concealer. I'm gonna apply that. I have to go turn over my garlic bread and I'll be right back. Okay, so the concealer had a little bit of time to sit there, but I don't want to give it too much time because it is a little difficult to blend out. So I want to go in and start blending. Now I've been liking to blend my concealer with brushes again lately. It's a personal preference. I will go over it with the sponges that I showed you that I picked up, but for starters, I like to blend with a brush. I just feel like it just needs more coverage when you're blending. Now I'm gonna take, what is it called? It was the Camel Concealer sponge, and it puffed up really nicely. This is the first time I'm using this sponge. I think the sponge did a good job at getting in between this little divot here. Helped me blend out what I needed to blend out here in the center. I usually go over like my lids and everything, so I think that'll be a nice shape for me to use for that. Let's move on to the foundation. I finally picked up their Flawless Finish foundation. I picked up the shade Cocoa, and it says it's deep with neutral undertones. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I'm gonna take the flat side there, and I'm just gonna apply the foundation right onto the sponge and start applying it over my face. Peel to open. So a lot of their products is nicely packaged, so you know that nobody was messing with your stuff. I'm gonna first dump 2 pumps. Oh, I shook it up and it seems like there's clear stuff coming out. I hate when products do that. That makes me think, is this oil free? That makes me think like it has oils in it and like it's gonna separate on my face. So shake it up a little bit more. And that's, yeah, see? It still had a little oil in it, but that's what cocoa looks like. Swatch this on my face and see what deep chest, not deep chestnut, cocoa. This is what cocoa looks like swatched on my face. I don't know, that doesn't look like a neutral undertone to me. It looks more warm, but let's go ahead and blend that in. I feel like I used up all that foundation already, so I'm gonna add another, what, 2 pumps? It's not even coming out. Like, this is a new foundation. What's the deal? Guys, why is it skirting out like that? I don't know if this foundation is made for me, y'all. But let's go ahead and follow through with the whole process and then see what I feel about it then. The kids are telling me that my garlic bread is ready, so I'm gonna let this foundation sink into the skin. I'm gonna probably go into my mirror and blend a little bit more, make sure I covered everything. Alright, so it's been like 5-10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, I would say like 5 minutes. And the coverage is pretty nice. I don't see too much hyperpigmentation over on this side. This is where I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation on my face, and with that dark spot that I have here, so the coverage is really nice. I do feel like I have product on my face. It's not so lightweight, and it definitely transfers because I just did that and it transfers right onto my fingers. So I don't know if this is a foundation that I would actually wear like to work, but I haven't set it as of yet. Sorry guys, I was eating some of the pasta. I hope I don't have nothing in my teeth. It looks nice as far as my pore area here. I do see a little pores more on this side, but I see it here in this area as well. But that's where my pores are, so that's what to be expected. So with this primer, it's supposed to be poreless. I'm not really a fan of that primer, but the foundation so far so good. Being that I don't have a setting powder from them, I did pick up the Beautifully Bare Sheer Tint Finishing Powder in Dark Deep. It says brush on bare, can be worn alone or over Beautifully Bare Foundation Serum. I'm going to go in with a finishing powder as my setting powder. Usually the finishing powder is like the last step, but I think I need something to apply before I go in with bronzer and everything. This is a promising color there. It's not coming up on the camera as it looks in person. To me it looks more like my skin tone. Oh man, I guess it comes up on the camera correctly. Not really in person. In the person it looks a little bit more deep. And I'm just gonna take my Real Techniques Instapot brush. That's what it looks like on the brush there, and I'm just gonna try to set. Oh, hold up, that's really nice actually. Oh, I didn't set underneath my eyes either, so I'm gonna use this for that as well, because I don't have a setting powder from e.l.f. Look at that, guys. Not bad. It is very powdery because I can see it in the pan. Okay, I'm not mad at that powder at all actually. Okay, go ahead, e.l.f. Kind of dried out this area. I feel like it added a more matteness to that foundation, but I still see this glow coming from within. Can y'all see that? So I think that provided a nice base there for me to go ahead and apply powder products on top. This is the e.l.f. Contour Palette in Dark Deep, and it says this powder contour palette holds 4 shades to mix and match for a custom and defined look. The pigmented colors are great for contouring, shading, sculpting, brightening, and highlighting the eyes, cheekbones, nose, jawline, the slim and enhanced features, infused with vitamin E to help nourish for gorgeous looking skin. So let's go ahead and open it up and see. That's what the palette looks like there. I don't know, I would only make use of this bottom color. It says for highlighting as well. Maybe I can try to use one of these underneath the eyes, But for now, I'm just gonna go into that dark shade there. And this is the e.l.f. brush. I don't know the name of this brush. I'll try to link all the products down below because sometimes these are products, some of these products I've had in my collection already. But let's go ahead and apply that here. Oh, so that's buildable. That's nice actually. It built up really nicely. Y'all can see that? I'm gonna take a Morphe M502 brush and I'm just gonna take that same color in the contour palette. I'm actually gonna mix it with the one next to it and try to go along the sides of my nose here. Okay, so that's that contour bronzer, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty nice. Not bad, y'all, not bad. Okay. Now let's get into this highlight palette that I've wanted like forever. This is their Glow Gleam Beam palette. That's what the palette looks like there. Gearing toward this middle shade here as my highlight. This is the Morphe M501 brush. I'm gonna go in, I don't know, let's swatch these. I don't know what these are about at all. So this one's too glittery. Those are the, can you even see those? Right up here, these are the 3 top shades swatched. And those are the bottom shades there on the bottom. So I'm gonna go in with the first shade, that middle shade here that I was eyeing. Looks pretty glittery. I hope it's not too glittery on my face because I'm not really a fan of glittery highlights like that. Oh no, that's pretty actually. Whoa, okay. Highlight is really pretty. It's not too much, it's not too overdone. It blended into the skin really nicely. I don't think I see any like glitter chunks or anything like that. It just blended really nicely into the skin. Okay. I do have the blush palette that's similar to that contour palette that I just used, but I also purchased a blush. So this is their primer infused blush in the shade Always Fiery, and it is a fiery looking shade, like a terracotta reddish. It's not, you guys are not, oh here we go. It's like a fiery red kind of shade. It doesn't even, it's not, the camera's not doing it any justice. But I'm gonna go in with the Real Techniques blush brush here. Look at that, oh my gosh. Let's see how this works. Let's go ahead and see how this looks. Oh, I think this is perfect for women of color. Look at this. That is pretty. I'm going to spray that setting mist, and I'm not going to add any more powder on top. Usually I do add like a finishing powder, but I'm just going to take that brush that we used with the finishing powder and I'm going to press it in after I spray my face. So this is that dewy setting mist. I hope I don't mess it up, but let's add some dew to this look. Spray is a little aggressive. Oh God, that blush, that might have to be blended in some. That blush looks really potent on the, it didn't look like that when I was in the mirror, but looking on camera, that blush is potent. Okay, let's go ahead and press everything in, make sure it's nicely blended. See, I don't like that spray, it leaves like splotches. I can see exactly where it landed, but that's why I like to go over with the powder brush so that everything looks nice and blended. Alright, last but not least, we have the lips here. This is a kit from a collaboration that they had with e.l.f. and Nabella Noir. She is a YouTube influencer. So I picked up the lip cocktail kit. This kit includes 2 products. One is a lip liner and one is a lip gloss. I am a big fan of e.l.f. lip products, so I'm excited to see how this lip pencil works out for me. My lips is a little bit more on the... That lip liner is not a color that's gonna work for me. Let me run and grab a lip liner. I don't know what color this is. It's a ColourPop lip liner that I have. I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips. Hopefully the lip gloss works out better. Is there a shade name? This is called in Myra Nude. I don't know if her first name is Myra, but that's what it looks like there. This formula is a little different from the lip glosses that I've tried from e.l.f. I have the e.l.f. and Alyssa Ashley collaboration, which is one of my favorites, but this doesn't feel like that. Is this a lip gloss? It says this is my kind of cocktail. This lip liner and liquid lipstick duo. Oh, so it's a liquid lipstick. That's why I feel like it has a different texture. But it dries down really nicely, actually. It doesn't look too drying. I don't know if it's fully dry as of yet, but I'm not mad at it, actually. With the lip liner that I put on, now the lip liner that came with this set, this will definitely not work for my skin tone, but with the dark lip liner that I put on, the lipstick actually works, so I'm not mad at that. Guys, I had to go in my bag and get the collaboration with Alyssa Ashley that I was telling you guys about. I haven't been into liquid lipsticks lately. Like, I wouldn't say that this one is bad, but it's a little bit drying and I go for more of a gloss. So I'm just gonna top this combo off with that lip gloss. Just in the center. And yeah, that just feels so much better to me. So let's go over the products. I don't know if you can see, like, my chest is kind of greasy. I think that's from the setting mist landing on my chest. I feel like it greased up my chest as well. But on the face, it doesn't look so bad today. Not my favorites, but I will continue to use them. The foundation, another product that's not necessarily my favorite, but it did a pretty good job. And the color match is not actually that bad compared to the rest of my body. So, I'm not mad at it, but it's not like I love it. Same thing goes with the concealer, the hydrating concealer. I'm not a fan of it by itself, but mixed in with that original OG Camel Concealer, that combination, I can't even find it here on this desk right now, but that combination is bomb. I was pleasantly surprised with this finishing powder. This is in the shade Dark Deep. Really like this finishing powder, so this is something that I'm gonna have to put more into my rotation because I feel like it smooth out the product. Like, everything just looks really smooth with that setting powder. So I'm not mad at that. The blush, very potent. Not mad at that at all. This is a really nice color for this upcoming weather that's coming up. The highlighting palette, I wanted it for so long and it did not disappoint. I'm really excited. And first of all, I haven't bought a new highlighter in forever. So to have different ones to try out, I'm really excited. Even though I only use that one at the bottom row, if you hold it the correct way, it's the middle one in the bottom. That is the highlighter that I put on today, and I'm not mad at it, so I'm gonna continue to play with that. This contour palette. Now, looking at the shades in here, you guys know I can pretty much only use the one shade. I even tried mixing it with that shade for my nose contour, and I had to basically go in with the deepest shade to pull that off. But the primers, I wouldn't say it's poreless. I still see pores. Let me see how they look now that it's settled in a little bit more. See, I think the finishing powder is what smoothed it out so much, because initially I did still see pores with this primer. So as I mentioned earlier, their Jelly Pop primer, this one that I have, this is my go-to primer for them. This is not comparable to the Tatcha at all, because Tatcha I do like. That e.l.f. one I don't like, not so much. But this was a nice surprise. The putty primer for the eyes, that was nice too. It gave a nice base. It basically made a nice blank canvas for me to go ahead and put shadows on top of that. The eyeshadow quality from e.l.f. has definitely improved. The mini shadow here, this little set, really nice. I didn't use the blue as of yet, but I definitely can see myself dipping more into, caught it with my big old thunder thighs. But that eyeshadow palette really nice, and that goes the same for this one as well. Even though I only used 4 shades of this palette, 18 pan shadows, so has different colors. I think you can get plenty of looks with this. And like I said, the shadows that I used, I didn't have any problems with fallout. I didn't have any problems. You can see the colors. I don't know if you can still see them. Actually, I didn't do an inner tear duct corner. Let's do something in that inner. I'm gonna take the shade Clever, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that in my inner tear duct. Yeah, even that glitter wasn't chunky or anything like that. So I am a fan of these shadows. Like, e.l.f. has been an OG brand here on my channel. I mentioned when I did the haul back in November that my first year on YouTube, which was basically 7-8 years ago now, I had placed a big haul from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I'm really happy to revisit the brand again, see that they still killing it. So yeah, this is my finished look. Let me know if you guys have tried any e.l.f. products lately, and what are some of your favorite e.l.f. products. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already joined the K Squad, go ahead and subscribe. We would love to have you here. And until next time, beauties, I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.